What is FASTag? Is the decision of the Union Government of India to make FASTag compulsory in the national highways. The collection of toll compulsory only in the format of electronic receipt. Is it legal? Let me put forth my legal opinion in regard to the law that is now in force. That is 1st of March. Any vehicle, that is the M and N category vehicle that passes through the national highway, has to have a compulsory FASTag. So if there is no FASTag, first of all the access itself, passing of the vehicle itself is denied, it's obstructed, it is stopped. If there is no FASTag, then there is no entry of the vehicle. So that is to say, the people of India, the right to movement itself is being demolished. Second, this FASTag is said to be progressive. I have no objection. Collection of toll in the form of electronic medium is a progressive step, provided it complements the regular circulation of money. When you say electronic collection of money is only allowed and the physical circulation, the acceptance of currency notes is banned in the tolls, that is ridiculous, that is illegal, it is unconstitutional. The government has made the law. The RBI Act 1934 section 26, it very clearly states, I promise to pay the bearer the sum of rupees. So it is very crystal clear. The currency notes are made for transaction. It's a legal tender. It is a medium of, one of the major, largest medium of exchange. So therefore, the government has no business to implement a law banning the exchange of currency notes in highway tolls. If it should only complement any law that must be progressive, that must complement the existing law, especially where huge public convenience is concerned, where there is a constitutional matter is concerned, constitutional issue is concerned. Movement from one place to another is a constitutional right. I have right to move. So therefore, I have been informed that this electronic medium of collection of toll is done in order to stop the corrupt practices that were already taking place in the toll plazas. There are a lot of leakages. So the electronic collection of money is made in order to plug in the loopholes of corrupt practices that were taking place in these set toll plazas. That is to say, the previous days, the toll plazas which used to collect money never made payments promptly to the national exchequer. So there were a lot of leakages, corruptions involved. So in this way, when you make an electronic collection, is appreciated, is progressive. But we must understand that if a public sector is undergoing losses and there is so much of corruption that is taking place, and because of which there is the government is facing loss, that does not mean it must be sold to a private party. Privatization of a public sector for the reason of corruption is ridiculous. The government is made to check the corruption. We are in a socialistic democracy. The government should check the corruption, corrupt practices, bring them to books, punish the corrupt officials, punish the corrupt politicians. So the way of this making the toll plazas completely electronic is just like how the government earlier was thinking and actioning that if a public sector is making losses, they will say that there is a lot of corruption has crept in and we are unable to plug in the loopholes. It's a shame if you are unable to plug in the loopholes of corruption in a public sector, and because of that reason you privatize it. That is unbecoming of the government itself. Similarly, the collection of toll in the national highways only in the format of electronic money. This FASTag is a process, is a system through an electronic chip. When the vehicle passes through, it automatically gets scanned and the money gets deducted from our purses. That is fine. I have my complete support. I am not against you making an electronic system by which you are trying to progressively bring in reforms. My objection is for the law which you have implemented to refuse to accept the currency. That is bad law. If any common man, be it an individual or be it a business enterprise, refuses to accept a currency note, he can be tried for sedition, can be put behind bars for a life term. So such is the strong law behind. And RBI Act 1934, very clear, section 26 is very clear. I promise to pay the bearer. First of all, what is the purpose of printing the currency notes, distributing the currency notes? It is for the convenience of the people. You cannot take away by force the right of the people, which is already a law, established law. It's a promised law. Largely used. Everybody, all 130 crores of people will be exchange the currency notes. It is a public convenience. It's a constitutional right. If I want to move from one place to another place within India, it's my constitutional right. And you can't obstruct me by saying, no, the currency notes are not accepted. You have to pay the toll only in the format of electronic system. This is ridiculous. If there are corruption, corrupt activities, corrupt people who are shifting off the money from the toll plazas, you book them. There are so many laws to try them quickly, to bring in transparent practices. There are methods, you implement that. And I am not against you implementing the electronic collection format, this FASTag. I am not at all against. But when you say that only electronic exchange is accepted and not the currency notes, my objections. It is bad law. You are diametrically going against the law that is made by you, that the government is going against the law that is made by itself. It's not correct. There is a constitutional lapse. You cannot break a law. So therefore, while this is the legalities that is concerned, FASTag. Yesterday while I was passing through the toll, I have seen a placard, a notice board that was written, all vehicles, it must compulsorily should have FASTag. If not, there is no entry. Not just that, another notice board which very clearly says, if you should still make an entry, then you have to pay the double the amount. Pay the double the amount, and the fine for exchanging the currency, people are made to pay the double the amount. That is ridiculous, that is illegal, it's unconstitutional. You can't do that. You can't black marketing. That's like a black marketing, selling at a premium, double rates. First of all, it is against the constitution, it is bad at law. So many illegalities that are concerned, and you are selling the entry at double the rate. That is, you're black marketing the people's convenience. This is unbecoming of a government. This cannot happen. So therefore, if some progressive consumer groups, progressive citizen forums, if they approach the court, this law will perish, this law will go, because government has no right to implement a law wherein it can refuse to accept the currency as a medium of exchange. In my opinion, if there are large scale corruption that is taking place in the toll plazas, whereby the toll plazas, the politicians, the underworld elements are shifting of the money, then it is the duty of the government to look into the matter and take necessary steps to fix such corrupt elements so that transparent systems are implemented in the toll plazas. Second, the government should immediately take back this nonsense law, unconstitutional law. I boldly say, making FASTag the only medium, electronic exchange as the only medium, and refusing to accept the legal tender is a nonsense law. It is an unconstitutional law. It is like a punishment for the people. So therefore, there must be some thought process. Before making a law, there must be some thought process. I have always appreciated the government whenever it has made landmark progressive nationalistic law changes in the nation. When Jammu and Kashmir problem was solved, I have appreciated. People of India, they're so happy. That does not mean you make one good law and make another bad law. That does not mean I have to accept. So I protest. This is a bad law, and before it becomes a national issue, it must be taken back by the government of India. This government of India is for the people, is for the law. It must take back. So they cannot curtail the people's right to exchange the currency notes. This can't happen.